Welcome everybody to Volatility Trading Strategies. My name's Brent Osachoff, and today I'm going to do something that I probably should have done about 7 years ago when I started making content on YouTube. I'd like to actually introduce myself so you better understand where I'm coming from, and it'll also fill you in on some of the topics that come up on our live streams, which I hope you're tuning into. There's very few places you can go to get your volatility and options trading questions answered, so take advantage of it. Alright, so I am a Canadian. I'm turning 50 here very soon, which means I graduated university about 25 years ago, which is crazy to say out loud. When I hear people tell stories, 25 years ago, such and such happened, my brain just assumes that they're talking about the 1970s or something, but no, they're actually talking about when I was in university, which is insane. I went to Simon Fraser University in Canada, and I graduated with degrees in economics and mathematics. And Vancouver is, of course, a beautiful place, so it was all great. But while both degrees are valuable, and I would say they've served me well, they weren't my main focus back then because while I was in university, I was also playing full-time competitive golf, and I actually turned professional basically the day I graduated from university. I had a great amateur career, and then I turned professional and started out in Canada for a year, and then I lived in the US for 5 years as well in several different cities. Scottsdale, Houston, San Francisco. I spent a lot of time in Florida, New York, Washington State, and I also played some of the Asian tour, Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, places like that. And even though my golf career did end due to injuries, I just couldn't sustain a reasonable practice schedule. I would say those 5 years of professional golf were very formative in my life. The laundry list of skills you learn and personal growth you go through when you're traveling around the world by yourself and managing a professional golf career, it set me up really well for what I would do next, which is of course investing. I always had an interest, and I dabbled even back when I was in school. Side note, I actually bought Apple stock in 2002 after my first iPod revolutionized how I listened to music when out on my long runs. Gone were the days of jogging while holding a clunky Discman. Shout out in the comment section if you know what that contraption is. And I thought I was a genius because the stock actually tripled in value very quickly, and I made about 30 grand. Little did I know at the time if I held on it would be worth well over $10 million today. But I started my investing career after retiring from golf in 2005, and I basically just traded my own money for the next 6 years. I was living what a lot of people consider the dream of essentially being a full-time trader. Now, I have made a few videos on my channel talking about how being a full-time trader isn't nearly as awesome as people think it is. But in 2009, I launched a public website. That one was called VIX Trader. I was essentially just sharing my experiences, posting performance, writing articles, and I actually started to develop a little bit of a following. In 2010, 2011, I started to get emails from people asking if they could pay me a monthly fee if I could share my trades the day that I take them. Now, at the time, I was just trading my own money, but I thought, yeah, that's easy enough. So I started to do that. More people joined in, and it essentially just morphed into what you see today with Volatility Trading Strategies. I launched that back in January 2012. Now, in the 13 years since launching, we've actually turned it into more of a community with courses and articles, videos, live streams. But it all started back then and still is today just me sharing my portfolio with the public. You don't need a financial advisor who's going to charge you a percent of your assets and then just throw your money in some lame buy and hold portfolio making 7% a year. And what, 3 to 4% a year after inflation? Now, I will say that while I completely disagree with how the financial industry manages money, I do actually have all the letters and certifications behind my name for portfolio management. Sometimes I get comments about how I'm just some dude on Twitter grifting, which is fine. But along with my 20 years of investing experience, I do also have all of those certifications. Now, the equivalent of our CSC, I think in the US you call it a Series 66 now. It's just the basic one you need to be an investment advisor. Side note, you'd be shocked how easy that course is if you actually took it, and it would seriously change your opinion about the financial industry and just how unrigorous it actually is. But I did 4 or 5 certifications above that one as well, just so I have them all. And again, don't be impressed with that or people who have all the letters behind their name. Trust me, I can tell you firsthand, it's not that hard at all. It's just a small time commitment. Actual successful investing takes many years, over a decade of live trading experience that is not not covered in any of those stupid certifications. Now, something else you'll hear a lot on my live streams, it's something more and more people are becoming interested in. I am an official resident of Dubai. I spend about half the year there and it's great. I absolutely love it. Now, obviously being tax-free is one big advantage, simply because I can spend a ton of extra money every year traveling that would otherwise be going to the totally inept Canadian government. But there's actually a lot of other advantages as well. Basically zero crime, perfect weather for about 8 months a year, is super modern and constantly wowing me. There's no bureaucracy, and when they say they're going to do something, it actually gets done. And the people living there are positive and entrepreneurial, optimistic about the future. Whereas in the Western countries, every second person you talk to feels like it's the end days. Dubai is just a fantastic place to be, definitely one of the cities of the future. Not twisting anybody's arm here, but if you do have a location-independent job, maybe consider a visit. I'll buy you a cup of coffee and we can have a chat. Now, the weather does get pretty hot for a few months in the summer, so I'm actually not there year-round. I am married, my wife's name is Vanessa, and she does sometimes pop into the live streams to say hi, so feel free to say hi back to her. But I live in Taipei, Taiwan for several months a year as well, and it's also a really great city, highly underrated. Again, no crime, great weather, people are friendly, amazing food, and yes, I do speak a little bit of Chinese, at least at a basic conversational level. For any of you who want to do something useful in your spare time,
中文是世界上最重要的语言之一，可是学习的过程中，正确的发音很重要，所以对外国人来说，一开始比较辛苦。但是中文可以帮助住在大城市的外国人带来很多便利。美国和欧洲都有很多中国人，相信我，学习第二个语言对你的工作来说一定会带来帮助。
But the wife and I also travel a lot. I can personally take my job anywhere, so I can still get my 10 to 12 hours a day of actual work done no matter where I am in the world. So you might actually see the backdrop change from time to time. Just in the last couple years, we've been in Switzerland, Norway, Belgium, Amsterdam, Paris, Las Vegas, Hong Kong, Japan about 4 times, and many trips to Dubai, of course, plus several more places. Travel is amazing. I've always loved seeing different parts of the world. As far as hobbies go, I guess you'd think it was golf, but actually I don't play as much golf as I would like. Even though I'm a member of 3 private golf clubs, they kind of just collect dust. I would say my main hobby is probably working out, as you can probably tell by the wall of shoes behind us. And this isn't even close to how many I have. I do like to try all the new cool running shoes that come out. But I lift weights when I can, and I do try to do about 150 to 200 kilometers of running every month, so it is a good hobby of mine. I've done a few marathons, triathlons. It's relaxing, great exercise. I get to see amazing views at all the cities I run in, but also probably about half the video content ideas I come up with come to me when I'm on my long runs. It's actually a really important part of my work life as well. And lastly, I don't know when in the future you're going to be watching this video, so perhaps I've already made this dream a reality, but another interest of mine is that I've always wanted to buy a boat and live on it for a year. Not sure the wife is too thrilled with that idea, but if I ever do drum up the courage to actually dive in, I think it would be a fantastic adventure. My dream boat is the Silent Yacht 62 Tri-Deck, but of course I'm not made of money, so I will likely settle on something a little more affordable. How cool would it be to live on a boat for a year in the Mediterranean? I could do my live streams with the cool backdrop, maybe do interviews with any finance or investing people who live in the area, but overall, just an experience that I do at some point want to check off the old bucket list. So that's me, very work heavy, but little bit of exercise and quite a bit of travel when I can fit it in. The next time you're on our live streams asking your options and volatility questions, feel free to shoot some off-topic questions as well. We can always have a chat just for fun. I'm all about helping you maximize your performance, manage your risk, and retire a multi-millionaire. I'm on that journey myself, so feel free to tag along. But I'm also building a community where we can all come together with a common investing goal and hopefully have some fun in the process. Of course, there's always a free 2-week trial down in the description below or on my website if you want to check out what VTS has to offer. You can check out all of the trades, our volatility dashboard, our growing list of courses. You're always welcome to join VTS anytime. Thanks for watching.